Hey everybody, so today we are going to discuss some new and important news. So as you know, we've been talking about the Google 2025 update to the Google search engine, right? And it's just been a big shift and it's got people panicking, it's got people talking, and everyone's kind of like, what's happening? So we're going to break down exactly what this shift and what this change is and how this might affect companies, businesses, and websites, how it'll affect your brand. So let's jump in. So how AI has changed SEO forever. And it's a huge shift. So SEO as we know it is over. It's not gone completely. Like there's the basics are still there, but the function of how Google search engine works is completely different. In fact, it's not even technically a search engine anymore. So looking back at 2015, we have somebody types in looking for a moving company. You have these ads that pop up with all the different moving companies in their area, and it's really matching you with the term you've searched for. In 2025, this is a big shift to, you have your AI Google summaries. This is more of a conversation that Google is having with you. And if you notice, with this response for 2025, I don't even have to click a link. I'm not looking for a company. So if I'm not a business, businesses will probably do relatively well with this change. But if I'm looking for information, I can find that through Google. I don't need to click on any links or any websites. So it's something to keep in mind because Google wants to keep you on their page. They want you to stay right there. They're the ones getting that traffic. So it's kind of taken away from some of your informational websites, your sources, blogs, all of those things. So something to keep in mind. All right, so what has changed? I don't know why it glitched on me. All right. So what changed? We started out with like this really targeted, honed in SEO, right? Search engine optimization. You type something in, it matches you with the options, you search for it and you find it or you don't. 9 times out of 10, you find it. Now we've switched to a language learning model. We know this is Gemini behind Google search now. Basically, AI has the ability to learn the natural language patterns of human beings, and so it's going to converse with the user as they try to search for whatever information they're trying to find. So it's a big shift, and it will affect our businesses. So Google now uses Gemini. It is a large language model to deliver the AI overviews you see at the top of your pages. So it's going to prioritize the conversation, like we mentioned, contextual relevance, like the context of the company or the website you're looking for, and then semantic understanding the vocabulary, the keywords that you're using. So traditional SEO tactics are out the door. Those stuffed keywords on your web page are not going to get you very far. So your organic web traffic is going to go down for sure. It's not enough, but it still works. It's just not everything you're going to need to really be successful. All right, so the brain behind the new Google. Let's talk a little bit more about what a language learning model is. So it's trained on massive data sets. LLMs generate human-like text and understand nuance. So it's studying information it's been given, it's analyzing it, and then it mimics it and kind of mimics that same conversational human-like aspect. They don't match terms, they predict intent. So they're not matching terms for what you search, they're predicting what you're looking for based on what you've inputted. It's very nuanced, but it is different. This means Google now answers questions directly, not just links to pages. So it will answer your questions. It's not just going to give you a link. So on the surface, this seems like, oh, this could be a great thing, blah, 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 blah. But traditional websites, traditional companies, and things like that, they're not going to get as much reach with this new system. So we've got to think about how we can get around this, how we can work with it. And we will talk more about that for sure. So like we said, the old Google, it's matching you A to A, B to B, dot to dot. The new Google is going to be much more conversational. All right, so what's the point of this? What does this mean for your website, your business, and your content strategy? Because this has a huge impact. So you're going to see less traffic from top ranking blogs. because AI is going to be giving those answers before users click. There's going to be more emphasis on authority, the time you've been at, how long you've been a business, how well you've been established, what kind of language you use, do you have firsthand experiences? So Google cites trusted sources and AI summaries. You want to be one of those trusted sources if you want to get near the top of Google's list. Niche sites and local businesses must now create helpful, human, expert-driven content. This is where you're going to see a boost in YouTube. YouTube is going to likely do very well on this platform. Like we discussed, it's going to have less traffic for those generic blogs, more emphasis on authority, and then expert. You want to be an expert in your niche. So what still works? We know it doesn't work. What works for us now? So you want to become a cited source, like we mentioned, by building EAT, basically, EEAT, experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and then trust. And this happens over time, but this is a great method to follow as you build your brand and try to get that Google awareness back on your page. Write conversational, long-form content that answers real questions. People don't want regurgitated information. They don't really want ChatGPT to just, if they go to your site, they're not wanting a ChatGPT written article or response. They want real answers to real questions. So use schema markup and structured data for clarity. This is your graphics. This is content that is backed by science. You have the data that kind of supports what you're saying, what you're offering, or what your business is producing. Prioritize user intent over keyword stuffing. So what is the user trying to get out of your website versus linking a bunch of random keywords that they might put into the search engine? That's not going to be the best use of your time anymore. Build topical authority over time. This will happen naturally, but as you post, as you update your website, you update your Google business profile, you establish, quality content on your Google ads, you're going to build a certain authority in your industry, and that will pay off in the end. People want to go to people they trust. So content strategy is going to be affected by this new change, right? So modern SEO needs to become helpful content plus personal insight. So it's less about data and keywords, search engine, and more about that personal human-like nature tied into the web. So first, you want to use headings like people also ask to structure your content. You'll notice when you search in Google, you have this section at the bottom, it's under here, where it says people also ask. Here, I'll up Google real quick. Places, people also ask right there. So that's something to think about. You want to end up in these kind of sections where questions are being answered. So frequently asked questions are key. We're going to talk more about that, answering people's questions, and then also having people also asked sections. Answers, not articles. We talked about this a little bit. Create blog posts that sound like answers, not articles or like monotonous information, because people are having a conversation now with the internet. First-hand experience is another one. So you want to incorporate unique perspectives. AI is going to start rewarding the first-hand experiences, what you know that you've experienced for this product or this or that, and different things like that. Hold on just a second. All right, so we talked about, where were we? Share again, please. All right, so we're talking about the firsthand experience, how AI is going to reward human-like firsthand accounts and experiences, and it's going to incorporate unique perspectives, shifting things up a bit. So one example of this would be best local coffee shops reviewed. And it's more than likely something like that would be a title line in a YouTube video or an Instagram video or post. Something like that might get more traction than a general article about best coffee shops in Wilmington. But if you do mention reviewed and you enter like your own personal experience of the different things that you've tried or people with you have tried, it may do better. So who's at the top right now? So what industry, what market, what pages, what are they doing that gets them at the top. So first, local services or companies with detailed fact pages. So all those frequently asked questions, you want a page that lists them all, and you will be more likely to pop up in that Google search. Medical tech blogs with expert bios and sources, having sources and expert resources to add to your page helps a lot. And then of course, YouTube videos embedded in blog posts is double exposure. So that's something to think about. And it's really key when I'm talking to my clients about best practices to get up their search engine optimization up. YouTube and blogs together, vlogs do well too, but blogs and that have YouTube videos embedded do very well, and then give you that double exposure. So here is your 2025 checklist. You're going to update old content for a conversational tone, create a pillar content and internal linking. What I mean is you're going to add links to other pages in your website so that you can connect people to other resources, and you structure your content so that it builds off of something else. It's not standalone content. Then you're going to build backlinks through relationships and quality writing. So backlinks into a partner's website, backlinks into another page, and then you want to build relationships and hone in on your quality writing as well. Integrate video and social proof, such as reviews and testimonials. This will get you a really long way. It's like word of mouth, but for the internet. People trust who their friends trust. So get those testimonials and those reviews up. Monitor performance via Google Search Console and AI tools. This will help you track what's working, what's not, and what you can do to change your approach. So let's get your brand on top with the rest. Do you need help creating content for AI-powered Google? Well, let's have a conversation and we'll talk through some ways that you specifically in your brand can benefit from some new search engine optimization strategies with this new language learning model. And if you want that personalized SEO content audit, feel free to sign up for a free consultation. There should be a link in my bio and in the YouTube description below. I'm also going to link a 2025 checklist for you in the description, so you have that as well. But I appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something along the way. Like and subscribe for more content like this. Y'all have a good day.